Hello and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me as always is the production chain profiteer herself.
That's easy for you to say. Oh, Sarah.
and we're here to do a review of Villagers. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right, Villagers is a card drafting set collection game of building up a village. You'll need to get the right people in the right order to expand and become prosperous. Whoever has the most gold at the end of the game wins. All right, Will, so why did we get this?
Well, when this first hit Kickstarter, we weren't familiar with Sinister Fish, the company that makes the game. Plus, I think we were a little tapped out for backing other things at the time. So we just kind of let it slide, and
but
then
we kept an eye on it.
Yes, because it was interesting, and it was kind of a back burner type thing if something else had fallen through.
Right.
Well, they did a Kickstarter for an expansion, and by that time, enough reviews from people had come out saying they absolutely love this game. So we had the budget and just went all in.
Yep, we got the game, the main game, and the expansion, and all the promo stuff all together.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So let's talk about what we like about the game. And I have to say, I think the first thing that really comes to mind, and this might sound a little weird to some people, but it's the set collection tech tree. And that's kind of what it seems like to me, is that you're not just collecting a set. Like Sushi Go is a very simple but good, set collection. You're collecting different sets in different ways. But this is, you're collecting sets that then have to grow in a progression. You have to have the first one in the line to be able to put the second one, and then if there's a third one, or so on and stuff. And we like tech tree type things. Now granted, it's very light here.
Yeah.
But we definitely like that aspect of it.
Yeah, another aspect of the tech tree that's interesting is there are certain cards that get unlocked by other ones. Mm-hmm. And when you actually play them, you look to see if anybody has the thing. If nobody does, you pay the bank and it's still unlocked. But if somebody has it, money goes on that person's card to show that they helped unlock the card. So there's even player interaction in the whole tech tree element because somebody knows how to do blacksmithing.
Right. Yeah, and so that interaction is really interesting between players, and there's multiple copies of, let's say, the blacksmith. So Will might get a blacksmith, but I'm like, ooh, I have several cards that need the blacksmith to unlock, but if I can build my own blacksmith, I can choose mine and I get the money and I get the points. But then if I don't get a blacksmith, I'm like, well, I need to put these cards out. So here, Will, you get money.
Yeah.
But I hopefully then can earn more by playing these cards out.
Right. The other nice thing about this game is the fact that it never feels like it has to stick you like, oh, I'm in on this strategy and I have to do this. Well, if it starts showing up that you're probably not going to be successful in there, you can toss cards and get some other starting basic cards. There's the Hayer, the Lumberjack, and the Miner. Mm-hmm. They're usually the starting for nearly all the chains.
Yes, nearly all of them, yes.
So you could always just shift your strategy, adapt yourself to what is coming out rather than what you've committed yourself to too early.
Right. So it's almost multi-use, but it's very minor, but it's very important that with this more tactical style of gameplay that you are able to shift and you're not just stuck.
Yeah. Additionally, what you do in the game, you have to balance out the points versus things that's going to help you play.
Yes.
Because in order to draft more cards, you need to have food symbols. You can have a max of 5 drafts. So you always start with 2. But if you have 3 more food symbols, then you can draft 5 cards. So you have a whole lot of choices in your hand. But to play the cards, you need hammers.
Is it?
Yeah, for the...
I thought it was a house.
It's a house?
It's a build icon.
Build icon. I just conflate the two. Anyway, you have build icons. Build icons work the same way, just with playing cards in front of you. You can always build 2 on a turn, but if you have build symbols, you can build up to 3 more. Anything excess beyond that just doesn't count. However, it might, because some things might score off of it.
That's true.
So you have to balance those, which are usually low point scoring cards, versus the ones that have high point scoring.
Right, because if you don't have enough food and build symbols out, but at the beginning everybody's the same, so yeah, if you put out a lot of point cards, you're like, yeah, I'm going to score big. But if someone else is focusing on development, which is what I kind of consider those, food and build, is they're developing it, they're going to be able to expand a lot faster than you, because you'll still be drafting 2 cards and building 2 cards while they're doing 5 and 5. So
Yeah.
even if you get strong stuff out,
They're doing 2.5 turns to
Right.
your 1.
so there's this interesting balance at the beginning, especially of, okay, you're really excited to, if I can get these point scoring cards out before the mid-game scoring, it feels like a really great thing, but you might be hampering your long-term strategy. So there's this delicate balance, and it's not always the same every game because of how everything comes out.
Yeah, what cards come out.
Yep. I think then the only other thing that we really like about the game is it does aim to be, a fast game. There's nothing, I mean, there might be little things slow because I, get some little AP of what card am I going to draw. But beyond that, the game mechanisms are all about moving forward. So it doesn't slow down.
Yeah, because especially with the 2-player game, each of the timer stacks have 4 cards in them.
Yeah.
Basically, once you draft a card, it pulls from that leftmost stack. And when it starts running out of stacks is when the game's over. So, first round, I draft 2 cards, Sarah drafts 2 cards. That's 1 stack down.
Yep.
And so you think, well, 6 stacks, 6 rounds. No, because once you have the more food, you're drafting more cards, so the decks are getting depleted faster, and that's why you have like 3 or 4 turns, 3 or 4 rounds.
3 or 4 rounds to a game, generally speaking, in a 2-player game for it. So yeah, which, going into what we don't like about the game, is we kind of feel like it doesn't have that full sense of satisfaction at the end. Just that feeling of one more round is stronger than we felt it in some other games where it's like, yeah, I'd love to play one more round, but that was good. So, we're good with the game. This one just feels like it really does need that one more round.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always like 1 step away from fully realizing what my village was doing.
Yeah. And then the other thing we don't like about the game is the table sprawl. I mean, this is very much what you would call a tableau builder. You are having cards that you can build like 2 cards off of it, and so you got multiple cards coming down, but then you're spread out wide because you have multiple starting things. So honestly, well, at least with our table, I can't really imagine playing it with more than 2.
Yeah, we're probably going to need to get another table if we're going to play with
Yeah.
more than 2 players.
So you do kind of have to be aware. I mean, there were certain points where I was stacking up the solitary cards in a column, not that they build off of each other, but just to save space, because I didn't have much space left and right, because we always sit next to each other when we're playing. So maybe if you're a 2-player game and you're playing on opposite sides of the table, it won't be as bad. But if you're sitting next to another player, it can get
tight.
It can get tight.
Yes.
All right.
Who is this for?
I really feel like it's for intermediate, like for people who have played set collection and drafting games, but they want that next level, especially since this combines set collection and drafting. I'm not sure I would teach it to someone brand new, like to the hobby, or have never tried any set collection.
Yeah, I would start off something a lot simpler than this. So this is definitely an intermediate set collection, because the cards you collect actually do something more than rather just sit there and earn you points.
Right.
So I would go with a Sushi Go Nuts for Donuts. Something where you're drafting cards, scoring points if I'm just teaching somebody.
Yeah.
Once they're familiar with that, then I'll move over to villagers and say, all right, you think that's impressive? Now look at this, and boom, their mind is blown.
Yes, agreed. Now, I do believe both casual and hardcore gamers can enjoy this. They will enjoy it at different levels. A hardcore gamer is really going to try to get into the tactical nature and try to make strategies. But a casual gamer is going to be like, oh, this is cool. I can build 2 cards off of, this hair, and this is fun. They're going to be at a lighter level with it.
Yeah, they're just excited to see their village forming.
Yeah.
Whereas a hardcore gamer is like, okay, I'm here to win.
Yeah. Okay. I think then
So it's time for our ratings.
Yes.
For our ratings, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give a number, a reason why, combine them together, see what it rolled for us. Sarah, what did Villagers roll for you?
It rolled a 4. I really enjoy the combination of all the mechanisms and the interaction, the whole tech tree type feel to the set collection. I just, I do want a little bit more from the game, just a little bit longer. Because I think also with a longer game you can get more depth, and so I think that's where me as a hardcore gamer just wants a little more depth and length to the game. But otherwise, I love the art, the graphic design. It's super smart, very well designed.
For me, it rolled a 5. I like everything about this game, and the only reason it doesn't pip up to a 6 is because of just how quick it ends. If it just had that one extra turn, unfortunately, we'll get into the expansion because I think that fixes all the problems I have with the game. But I definitely come away with this game like, yeah, I could play that again.
Yeah.
Even though it does do a decent job demanding my attention. So I feel like I have a very rich game experience, despite how short it is.
Yeah, it definitely is engaging every step of the way.
Yes. So 9 out of 12 is a fantastic score for Villagers, this little card game of production chains and building a village. Sarah, what is your village known for?
My village is known for, I don't know. What do you think my village would be known for?
Books.
Oh, yes, books. We would be making a lot of books. We'd be reading a lot of books. Wait, if we're reading a lot of books, I don't think we're getting much done. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Anyway, that will do it for us because we've been Rolling with Reviews. And remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two. That's TWO. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
And if you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.